wrapping it around a time or two each way to lock it down, and then pulling the nozzle in to give it a smoother look on the front. Now I'll take this 4 petals and arrange them so they're like a flower, twisting off a very small bubble at the back. I will now put this in at the junction of these two 260s and leaving a small bubble on the back. Top release, tie off. Now, if I remember correctly, oops, this one. That's not it. These two. It doesn't much matter though, because we're going to change this right now. We're at the point of straighten up flower. There we go. What you got is the makings of a cactus. Now you'll take one of these and bend it up, the outer arms, and squeeze it to where it goes up like so. And then the other one you'll do the same with. Straighten out the arms as best you can. And you can set these up together. The only thing missing is a vulture. Maybe on an upcoming tape. Who knows?
Over there up by the gray.
What? Oh.
By the gray.
Thank you, Amy. You're a lot of help.
Well, I do what I can.
Thank you. You really do. Thank you. For this next one, you'll need a blue and a pink, or whatever colors you like. And I usually inflate one, the pink, to arm's length, and then tie. And push in and pop out ones to make the end of the balloon, well, twice even, to make the end of the balloon bigger. Oh, this is going to be a unicorn. I better tell you that up front. Taking the nozzle and pushing it in and grasping it through the balloon, twisting it off, you're going to make a pair of horse's lips. Now, once you've twisted that tulip twist around a time or two, split that tulip almost in half, but you want one portion to be a little larger than the other portion, making horse lips. Now, usually I'll ask the kids, do we have horse lips? Not over here, over here. And they'll say, yeah, it looks like horse lips. Okay, oh, good, because if it doesn't, I can't go on from here. Now, that's the lips. Going out about 3 fingers, twist off a bubble. Now you'll twist off 2 1-finger bubbles, and these will be ear twisted as ears. And you want them to be as close to the same size as you can, because when you twist them, they're going to be side by side. And I twist them around once to lock them down, so that I now have the lips, the ears. Now I do the neck, which is the same size as the head. Most horses, their jaw line is about as long as their neck. Some are smaller. But, I mean, some heads are smaller, but basically, well, the kids will know what you're making. As I'm doing this, I'm squeezing air out. Now I make the feet, or the legs. Now, because you're going to not use all this balloon to make the horse, what you could do at this point, if you wanted, and I'm going to add this in, is do a couple of small ear twists at the bottom of the legs. Go ahead and make the legs. But then these two bubbles, the 2 1-finger bubbles, ear twist each one of those, like so, making like hooves on the bottom of the horse's feet. Now this is something that you can do when you're just doing a horse, if you want to. Now if I were making a horse, I would have, at this point, used 6 bubbles to make a mane. 3 bubbles here, 3 bubbles there. And then go ahead and squeeze off what you want for the body. And then I kind of put them close together so I can get the legs to be about the same size front and back. Now again, the two small bubbles for ear twists. One moment. Sorry everyone, I had a dry throat. You know how it is when you blow balloons. You can get a dry throat. Now matching the legs size for size, twist. Ear twist these two, making the other hooves. Now you'll take your blue balloon. Now what I've done is I've trapped a big portion at the nozzle end and blown past so that I have uninflated. It's a technique I showed you a little earlier, leaving a little bit at the tip for the horn of the unicorn. Now I will twist off and hold the bottom end while I twist off the bubble and adjusting it for size by opening and letting the bubble get smaller and larger. That was a little too small for my liking. There, that's about perfect for me. I like it like that. Others have done it quite a bit bigger. I've not seen too many much smaller than that though. Taking that, you place it at the top of the head between the two ears and go all the way around the ears with the remainder of this balloon, the blue one, making the horn on your character, your animal. Now, it will keep pushing out to the side, but that's okay. Earlier, remember I trapped the balloon in my leg so that I could twist and have the balloon not go into the uninflated portion, because the nozzle end will just boom, bulb out real quickly. It's just the nature of the balloon. And now what you're having to do is turn both bubbles as you're twisting them off so that they don't come undone. Now you can let it out with the third bubble. Now you twist that in at the legs, okay? Now trapping this, well, may not need to. I've left quite a bit. Fold for a couple of wings, two medium-sized fold twists, but they need to be very close in size to each other. These will go into the back as wings for, well, it's not just the unicorn, I guess it's Pegasus too. But anyway, okay, now I trap the air and do the same twisting to match the mane going the other way. I make three bubbles. These I twist in behind the ear, both ears, all the way around, and then around the front of the head once, and then pop, release it off. Now you'll adjust, you'll have to, your ears to either side of your mane, and then you'll adjust your head around and adjust your wings around so that you have, oh, you'll need to adjust your lips around so that you now have a unicorn. You could stop there if you wish, but I will usually take another blue balloon and take the end, the nipple end, leaving a bit uninflated. Actually, you don't have to tie it off at this point. If you take this balloon, pulling it in, winding it around a few times, and then taking the blue and wrapping it around the pink bubble, pulling down tightly and wrapping it around the pink bubble, tucking it between itself to tie a knot, you can now take your scissors, get rid of your loose ends, take your tail, give it a sculpting effect. You now have a blue tail as well as mane and wings, because you would want to have this being hair and this being hair, you would want it to be the same color. Sharpie to taste. I'll go ahead and grab it. See if I can find the blue one. It's fairly easy. There we go. Taking your blue Sharpie, or whatever color you like. Make a couple of horse nostrils, as my son would have said when he was 5. A couple of eyes. girls love this all the time. All the time. You make one, you're going to make 101. Of course, I've said that before, but it's true. This one comes from Marie Beck out of Schenectady, New York, and I love it. You ever want to roller skate? Here it is. Taking a heart, your choice of color, underinflating and tying the knot up close to the nozzle, taking 2 bee bodies, okay, and filling them up, making apples out of them by doing the apple routine with them. Once you've done that, though, you take the bee or apple and you split it into 2 equal chambers. Now, taking those 2 that you split into equal chambers, oh, I know, I didn't do that. I had it ready. You caught that, didn't you? Okay, setting those aside, taking your heart, you'll twist up, well, yes, you'll twist up a small bubble on the back, like so. Then you'll place your 2 bee bodies on top of, holding them in place. You grab the nozzle, pull it up and over and around that little bubble at the back, like so. And you have one of the cutest roller skates I've ever seen. Makes a cute little car too, it really does. Sharpie to taste. And there you go. I love this one too. Thank you, Marie, for sharing this with us.